It's all about quality and quantity on Brewsday Tuesday. Here is Huck and Big Nate.
Welcome into another... Man, I got shot again.
Did I hit you? It looked like I missed.
No, you got
good,
me.
Yes.
Yeah, got me right in the jolly parts.
That was like gangsta style. Gangsta style. Barley wine mouth. I got barley wine mouth already.
It's okay.
We're only on our second
segment of Brewsday Tuesday, Jeff's birthday edition. Brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store. And cheers, my friend. That was a satisfying burp.
Yeah, I'm looking at this beer. So what I'm drinking is a Mikkeller old with the O with the line through it. Old fashioned.
They're paying by the consonant.
I'm telling you, man, they were losing one there. 11.6. It rounds up. We're good to go. So yeah. So I sipped this and I went, that's what I'm talking about. The other two beers are both sourish, and we're trying to keep an open mind. This is Pride Month, so everyone should be more open to new things and new people and new beers. But sorry, barley wine gotta be barley wine. You know what I'm saying? So
not just this month. People should just in general be more accepting and willing to try new things.
Yeah,
that's how I briefly came to fly a plane.
I was going to say, that's kind of how I feel about sour beers, is that, I don't, or like some people are like, I hate IPAs, which, of course, they're wrong, right? We know that. But I'm feeling like that about sours. But every time I expand my memory or my taste on sours, I find more I like. But you flew a plane?
No. I mean, the pilot told me I did. I was like 6. I'm pretty sure he wasn't really letting me fly.
Well, we were at Nag's Head.
It was a biplane at an air show.
Well, we were at Nag's Head, and we got one of these plane rides, and I was sitting next to the pilot, and Brad and Liz were in the back, and Whitney was in the far back. So we're going along, and the pilot, we just took off, and the pilot goes, everybody's mic works, and like Whitney's going, mine's not working. So he looks at me, and he says, well, hold the wheel. I'm going to go fix her mic. I'm like, okay. So I hold the wheel, and we're coming up. We're just going along the beach, and he goes in the back, and I look over, and there's a lighthouse. So I go, and he comes back and goes, what the hell are you doing? You can't go near the lighthouse. And everybody's waving at the lighthouse. I mean, maybe they were screaming and running, but in any case, that was my flying. They wouldn't let me fly after that.
Like all of us, he trusted you.
Well, he didn't give me any kind of instructions.
But there was no indication. Yeah, no.
I mean, a minimal.
Your training program was, here, hold the wheel.
Hold the wheel. It's like, but don't go. He knew the lighthouse was there.
What if the alignment's off? Yeah. It drifted. You got to check your alignment.
The wind was blowing. The worst part about that flight was looking down at the surf and seeing all the sharks. There was hundreds and hundreds of sharks.
Long story short, you don't swim there.
I did not swim that week. No. Damn it.
Yeah, no, I've never flown a plane. I would be willing if the right pilot were willing to take me up and just say, hey, hold the wheel. But I would probably do the exact same thing.
Well, for $50 you can get a lesson. I mean, I think the first one's free.
Oh, that's what we should do this year.
Yeah. We'll do a show. Do you think it'll drink in the plane?
All right. We're just going to open this beer. It's fine. Don't worry.
Yeah, we're sitting in the back.
We paid our $50.
We paid our $50. Anybody pilot out there want to help us out? We'll come drink on your plane.
Or a helicopter.
Oh, I love helicopters.
I would even take a Zeppelin.
So we were talking during the break.
We were.
About your worst birthday.
This is true.
So my worst birthday was a couple years ago, and my wife was in Iraq or Saudi Arabia. I don't remember. Work. And my daughter was in Vietnam, just traveling for fun, and my son was out of town, so I was like all by myself. So I rode my bike from Blacksburg to McCoy and decided to swim the falls. Not a particularly great idea in hindsight. Neither was riding my bike from Blacksburg to McCoy. Actually, that wasn't so bad. The problem was riding my bike back from McCoy to Blacksburg after I hit every single rock in McCoy Falls with my big old booty. I was bruised. I looked like somebody beat me with a baseball bat. So anyway, that's my worst birthday. I don't remember how drunk I got, but I'm sure it was a lot.
The worst birthday I have in recent memory, because there's a category. There's recent memory, and then there's before recent memory. And I'm going to blow the story.
Scientific?
I'm going to blow the story wide open here. JT is actually mine and Drez's boss. He won't let on. He won't let you know that. It was my 27th, so like 3 or 4 years ago. And I got roped in. Okay, so the day starts, kind of normal like any other day. And show up to work, kind of do my business, do my show, have a great day. Everything was going wrong. Computers weren't working. The internet went down. We lost power at one point. And 5 o'clock rolls around. All right, there's the bell. Ladies and gentlemen, I can leave. I can go home and have a beer.
I'm thinking not.
4:49, maybe 4:50. JT comes to me and says, hey, I need you to stick around. We have to have a meeting with Cindy, who was our general manager at the time. So in my head, I'm losing my job on my birthday. Fantastic, great, just grand. And then I had to sit through 45 minutes of sales presentations because we were training some new sales staff members. I leave.
I think I would.
The hell was that?
I think I would have been sick.
And then my wife calls me. Hey, can you stop by Kroger and pick up some wine? You know that wine I really like? I'm holding the wine she really likes in my hand. Is this the one? I don't know. It's the one with the bottle.
Narrow that down a little.
It's the one with the bottle. Okay, well, I'm looking at a whole aisle filled with bottles. And I went through every damn bottle of wine. I was there for like a half hour shopping for wine for her. Never did find the wine, by the way. I was like, look, I'm coming home. Cancel my birthday plans. I just want to go to bed. Unbeknownst to me, the whole stay around for a meeting was a ruse for a surprise party that we're all planning, and I felt like a real dick because showed up to the restaurant, grouchy as hell, probably grouchy as hell the rest of the night, but they were all good spirits. But that was probably my lowest point. I was so mad.
There you go.
Don't surprise me. Don't look. Just tell me if you want to have a party for me. Cool, I'm on board. Don't surprise me.
It reminds me of a story, of course.
Yeah?
So the guy's like, it's his birthday, and he's like feeling like you were, as nobody was doing anything about it. And finally, his secretary comes in like at 4:45 and says, hey, tell you what, do you mind giving me a ride home? I forgot to bring my car. And he's like,
what?
Okay. She's a blonde, like my wife. And he said, okay. So he gives her a ride home, and he gets there, and she says, hey, do you mind coming in for a second? There's something I need to show you. He's like, okay, I don't care. So he comes in, and he walks in and sits down, and she goes, I'll be right back. I'm going to change into something more comfortable. At this point, he's like, oh, mercy. So he's like, just strips off all his clothes, and he's standing there. And, the kitchen door opens up, and this whole family comes out. Surprise! Yeah. So never jump to conclusions. That's a really bad birthday. But he was wearing his birthday suit, so it may have been okay in the end.
At least, hopefully, depending on his age, some people in the audience had already seen that show.
Yeah, that's for sure. Probably a lot. Maybe his secretary. You never know in this day and age. Actually, I think it's not as there's more problems with that sort of thing these days than there used to be back in the day. I think a lot more people had officer meetings. I don't know. I'm not in office. I haven't been in office in 20 years. So what do I know? Yeah, so I've been noticing, though, that the older you get, the faster time goes. This year, last 6 months went by. Whew. So here I am. I'm 66, but I don't feel it.
I still don't believe that.
Well,
I'm going to need to see some documentation.
I can show you my birth certificate.
Gonna need to see some documentation. We're at your house, so conveniently we can check that data.
We can find it. Except the internet went out right before we got here. What do you know?
Well, if you're 66, it should be in print.
It's on a carved on a stone.
You're not that old.
Okay, I lived in the 60s, so it's stoned while I carved. No, wait a minute.
Tie-dye.
It's tie-dyed and stoned on a carving. It's carving. So what else should we talk about? We didn't get in a hot tub.
No.
We'll have to do that another show.
We definitely should.
Oh.
It looks so glamorous. So I've got to ask.
All right.
Did you have any birthday wishes? When you blew out the candles, what were you wishing for, and did it come true? Now we're 24 hours out.
It's okay, yeah. Well, I was hoping for a winning lottery ticket, but I didn't buy one. So there's that.
I mean, birthday wishes.
I could buy one today.
Birthday wishes shouldn't work on a technicality, so you should have a ticket in your hand.
Okay. Well, it's Tuesday still, so I can still get one for today and tomorrow.
All right.
So I'm going to do that because that was my birthday wish. I blew out the candles. Actually, some random friend of my daughter's blew out the candles. That's okay, though. Because, I mean, really, I don't...
How old was the kid?
5.
All right. If you were going to say 20?
No.
Yeah, that's not okay. That's not going to fly.
Yeah, you remember back in the day, we'd all be smoking cigarettes and drinking beer, and the kids be leaning over and blowing their candles out. Now, with the COVID, you can't even blow your own candles out.
I'm pretty sure that's how COVID started, was birthday cake.
But that was like in 1960, I don't know. I don't remember. The first birthday I remember, I don't know, it's probably like my 10th. My parents had 6 kids, We had cake. Of course, it was Spam cake. Put some candles in a big piece of Spam and fry it. It was good.
See, I'd be down with that.
You would.
Dip some potato chips in it.
That's right.
Call it a day. No,
So my birthday dinner lunch was, I went to friends and family, and they have an item on the breakfast menu called I Want Everything. Or I want all of it. Anyway.
What was in it?
It had eggs, bacon, sausage, ham, grits, biscuits, biscuit gravy. Of course, I added jelly to that, butter.
So now, we've talked about the proximity of your birthday to Father's Day.
Mm-hmm.
Was your Father's Day meal the same as your birthday meal?
No, I had steak and fresh vegetables from this little store in West Virginia, squash. Actually, it's in Virginia, Rich Creek. Rich
Creek's in Virginia.
And it was like squash and fresh tomatoes. That's probably the most wonderful thing. A tomato sandwich, mayonnaise, salt and pepper. Just that's all you need.
White bread
that you've
got to be white bread.
It makes a dent.
Yep.
It's got to make a dent, or it's not good white bread.
It's the cake of breads.
And then we had steak. We had some hot sausage, and we had lemon cupcakes. So when you eat a cupcake, you got to tear it in half, put the bottom on the top, and then it's like a frosting sandwich.
Frosting sandwich. I've never done that.
No, you got to do that.
But I can tell you that tomato, incredibly important.
Oh my God, it was so good.
Nothing beats a good tomato.
Well, there was something else, but anyways, all good. I mean, it really was. Actually, that was, and then Father's Day night. No, Father's Day night we went to that was for like lunch, brunch. Went to the Palisades. Mm-hmm. They got some good food there. I mean, right here in Pembroke, you got so much going for you. You got a Mexican restaurant, got a great barbecue place. You got the Italian place that's getting going. We haven't been. We're going Thursday to the barn. It's like a speakeasy. Bad Apple. Okay. The Palisades is like 6 minutes away. And then, you can still get Domino's pizza delivered. And they still have a Pizza Hut in Parisburg. They do not in Blacksburg. So I'm just, anybody wants to move here, yeah, join my retirement, come on down. We got a hot tub.
You can...
Cascades is 3 miles away. The river is 0.4 miles away.
If I were to wager, this lot next to Huck is empty. So...
Yeah, no, that's my landlord's. We can talk to him.
We'll make it happen.
We were talking about putting a couple RV sites there. So you buy yourself an RV.
Everyone should buy an RV. Let's talk about the beer.
So, I'm going to take my glasses off. MKSD. What's that mean? Barrel Series. MKSD. You go ahead. Oh, I see.
I've got the Adroit Theory Cold Woods barley wine. This is the most black metal label I've seen in a long time. And as Huck predicted, going to nerd out on that a little bit. It is a beautiful label. Huge fan.
Well, their music, all their stuff's musical, according to Drez.
Eh,
Headbanging.
That makes perfect sense.
Headbanging musical.
And it was canned on June 7th, so this is fresh as fresh gets.
I ordered this like in May, and they said this is when you're gonna get it because we're making it.
13% ABV.
Hell yeah!
You got the skull, you got the sweet deer, the moon, the woods. Given my lack of experience with barley wine, I want you to take that as a grain of salt. My rating will not necessarily be the most accurate. I will give this a 4.5. I'm Big Nate Danger on Untapped. He is Huck's Beer Buzz.
So I've got the Mikkeller SD, which means San Diego. And apparently Mikkeller was a famous gypsy brewer, which means he and his brother, evil twin, would brew beers at different places. And, I'm sure they profited from it. But apparently he's got, in San Diego, he has a brewery. So we're probably going to go there next year, so I'll find out. Barley wine aged in cherry bitters, orange bitters, and bourbon barrels. And this is a delicious beer. I mean, it's really got a good color. It's almost like tannin, that bark.
Yeah. Which you should have with a barley wine, I think.
Yes, it's slightly under 12%, but it's no booze. 11.6, no boozy taste. This is a 4.75. This is a really good barley wine. I highly recommend it. I ordered it, actually. There's a couple of stores in San Diego. Let me just say this, because we live in a very restrictive state. You can't get anything you want. You can get anything you want. Well, if you can't get what you want,
if you try sometimes,
you get what you need. So I had to order all these beers. All these beers came from out of state in order to get good beer. So hopefully we can up our game in Virginia. People always ask me, who's the best brewery in Virginia? I think it doesn't really matter because we're not that great. Go to Colorado. Go to Vermont.
Breckenridge, Bells.
Yeah, there's so many places other than here. But in any case, 4.75, good beer. Get you some. Mikkeller. Mikkeller's always a good name. You see Mikkeller, you might want to try it. There you go.
There you
happy
go.
birthday to me.
Happy birthday, Huck.
I'm going to zone out on M&M's and White Claw, and then I'm going to light all that stuff on fire and see what happens.
All right. Well, I'll alert the fire marshal.
He's only a block away. It's right there, the fire department.
Invite him over.
Yeah. No.
This has been another edition of Brewsday Tuesday, brought to you by the Cellar Restaurant and Six Pack Store.